Right. All right. So starting up at 7 a.m. again. I'm still uploading this old event behind the scene video, which is about 2 months ago, and this is actually the longest one that I ever had. And then there is this one, which is the what events will look like when I was actually selling everything very cheap. I'm talking about I think I was selling the spirit ships maybe from 250 or 300, like very cheap. And then I was selling other things in there like a stream and shit, like even the infet will cost, I was selling it for 2,000 instead of 3,000. Everything was selling for an extreme amount of cheap price. And then with all of that, which I found out that while giving the event away, I found out that I technically gave away more than 42 and maybe thousand Battle Forge point. That's not including what I gave back in the days when I was doing the event during the playtime and testing. Then they have the new system BF reward, which is the video that I was doing, and at the same time the own update of the new system, because I technically found out that in 3 hours the game technically crashes and I can't pretty much do anything. Now this is all going to run extremely slow. My point right now is to try to get to deplete the system without any interference. Hopefully the game doesn't crash, because I kind of feel like when it crashes it doesn't actually take into account. Um, so again, I got my daily boost back. I'm at 1,548. This is my third day. I think, right? Yeah, because I started on the 29. No, wait. So it's my fourth day then. 20. Well, I started on the 29 and at midnight, like the nighttime, I think. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So almost close to 3 days in a couple of change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get back into. It doesn't matter the difficulty, in all honesty, advanced or not. This is goes by time. So as soon as it reaches a certain amount of time, I'm gonna try to do it very differently. It's gonna go very slowly, and that's because I'm uploading, and sometimes upload can take between 5 to 7 hours for this, and then rendering actually took. It could take, well, if the rendering takes 4 to 5 hours, this will take like 8 or 9 hours to actually finish, and if the rendering takes like 3 hours, it'll take about 5 hours to upload. 3 hours to render, 5 hours to upload. Anyway, going back over here, this is actually loading. Everything is going to be extremely slow. The game is going to be extremely slow because of this, because of the upload. So I'm if I can type this real quickly without too much interference. And then I want to go at, let's say if I go 2 hours and 50 minutes. So what would that be? 170 minutes. I would gain 350. Well, it has to be, the answer is very obvious. Give me a second. 70 minutes. B match. Okay, this is a little bit wrong. Did he play with this? Oh, no, that was me. That was me. Zero. Let's come back here. Start summoning some creatures, because if Rogan dies, then I have to start all this over. So I have to actually recalculate that, because I have to minus something in there, because I have the daily boost, and even though it's already calculated, I can't put it over here as to recalculate it together, because it's already doing it by itself in this Excel graph or something like that. So it's just get that done, and Rogue and Kill will be able to defeat that by itself without me attacking it. So technically it's now 170 minutes. So let me actually take that back, because I'm going to need to take away 90 minutes off this, which is an hour and 30 minutes. So let's see, 90 minutes. So let me just make the math here. From 170, I'm going to take 90 minutes off, and I'm going to stay in game for 80 minutes. So No, sorry. This will be. I'm gonna stay in game for the 170 minutes, but only 80 minutes will be calculated from here. So I'm gonna be getting 178 out of my reserve pool, and the daily boost will be given to me. That leaves me with 122. And all I have to do in here is basically, don't have to do anything. I can delete this guy, and then, you know, all I have to do is, oh man, it's gonna be very slow. But at least it still works. At least so long as it moves. I don't need to actually technically play, but so long as it moves back forward. So all I have to do is, move to the right every 3 minutes and dodge the AFK before it kicks me out and DC. So 22, and then from there, let's say I do want to stay 170 minutes normally. So that'll be technically 2 hours and 50 minutes. That should be, yeah, okay. So the first one I'll say 250, 250. That'll be 5 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes in succession. So 1 2 hour 50 minutes, and then another 2 hour 50 minutes. That'll put me at 330, which is over that. Oh God, I'm so stupid. Give me a sec. I'm sorry. Hate the refill formula. Hate the refill formula. Okay, so the first one went through. But then I'm gonna stay 2 hours and 50 minutes. So calculate 50 minutes times 0.12345. That's 27. I'm gonna round it to 28. So 28 times 66. No, sorry, plus 28. So I'll go back to 94. Add that to the 322. Jesus, man, 416. So that's technically on the second match. It's gonna be 416. Add that in. Okay, I will. Hopefully, this is already done, right? It's actually calculated. Okay, 378. So, okay, so it's 378 minus. Actually, I have to put the other one first, otherwise, we'll get a negative number. 378. Alright, so then on the third match, which still will be 5 hours, then on the third match, if I go, let's say 2 hours. If I go 2 hours, that should be 66 recovery, 0.66. Now I'm gonna round it off, man. Just round it off to 67. Round it off to 67. And then the answer would be 105 in 2 hours. But then that will put it over here at 105, and then the thing over here will be 2 hours, which is actually 120 minutes, which means the total will be 7 hours. Let me actually move this guy right here so I dodge DQ. Okay, so this would be, let's see, yeah, 2 hours. Alright, so there it is. Wow. Defeating the refill system while, because when you're playing, it's refilling while you're playing, so it's going to refill first and then it'll do the calculation. So it'll be, now I can do it like this, which technically means I shouldn't receive the full 135. It should be in a negative of 30, meaning I shouldn't receive the full amount, this full amount. So if I receive 135 after this, after I get to that point, then there is something wrong with the bug in there. And then I'll probably just jump in there to do it one more time. I'll probably do it like an hour or so, and then I should, like, let's say I only have one and I do an hour. I just have to put 33. Sorry, 33, and then it'll be like this. It'll be 34, and this will be like 60 minutes, which is an hour, which will, because it's going to calculate that one current, and then it'll add 33 because of the hour, and then I'll gain like 47. If I gain more than 34 after that, then that means, then again, there's something wrong with the system that has to be fixed. Otherwise, that will be the end of testing this whole thing, and then I'll wait for X-Link to actually do the what he said about some changes with the system. Alright, 7:14 a.m. All right, so basically it should be between 225 and 224, and I'm just gonna put it right here. Just make sure. Right now, 25. Grab that screenshot, hit it up in here, and basically grab that. And we just leave it right there. So end for a bit. Lose the game on purpose. And the match. Between close to 176, I would say. 176 minutes. If I were to go back here to the calculations, actually it was 100 and sorry 171. So I'll just add that one right now. Not 76. Add that to a 25. So the match should give me 277 if I had 277 left over. But it's 225, and that's what I should be gaining right now. I should be gaining 225. So right now, this should be the end of the testing. For some reason, I can't get to the currency zero, and I don't think I will. I already did since the 29 all the way to the first because I didn't do anything today. It's 5:44 a.m. I did a bunch of testing and I did a lot of hours straight. That should be all compiled in a video right here when this is done, and at the same time when the other videos already got uploaded, all five of them, including these ones where I did an event. So I went into the game. I found out what is the time that it would kick me, which is 5 minutes. Kind of risked that one. Um, I have Mr. X link saying they'll do some changes to it. It says right here, it's just based on feedback, internal discussion. I just want to let you know that I will get back to you about this later and possibly tonight somewhere. And then here is me go. I didn't. I don't think I took the screenshots of the other ones. I think no, I don't think I did. So basically, the first, you know, couple. I should have. I should be honest with you. I should have definitely been taking that screenshot. Not sure. No, I didn't. Okay, whatever. So basically, I already try to drop it as much as I can to get to zero. And at the last one, we had a test where I used the old, not simple calculation. I mean, not without the boost, but you see it right here, which works. Both of them works perfectly with the 45 minute and the 180 minute. But at 3 hours, it'll just kick you out of the game, and it'll crash, and you won't get anything. So when I looked at it, it was 277, and I should have defeated this at 225. So keep this in mind. The reserve is 225, the match is 171, and the thing is 220, 277, which I showed pretty much cubic that I did not gain that much as I finished at 250 right here, which is close to 171. The match finished and it said you gained, and I made sure that I looked over here that it was at 225 when I finished, but it says so anyway. I left the match. You have 225 reserve. You gained 190, then the reserve is 35. So math is wrong there as it gets lower. It's correct when it's higher, because I just literally just checked it. It was 45 minutes equals 100, and then I think Cubic just went online and gave me another one. Shows right here, known without boost, which actually says that I should have gained 223 in the match, and I just pretty much told Cubic read this slowly. If it gives me 223, it did not give me 223. It gave me 290. So right now, and I'm telling in the bigger picture, there's something wrong with the math as it gets lowered. The calculations is not what is being represented in the server. So I give him this. Here's the 225. I gain 190. Here's the 250, and here's the proposal one without the boost, which says I should have gained 223. So right now, I think Cubic was here doing something with this right here. I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something over here. So, for example, if I go without, there it is. This is what he was doing. He was doing something in here. So if I go here and I put it at 500 without the boost, which gives me a better calculation, should give me better calculation. If I put 45-minute in match, I'm still going to get that 100. If I go 3 hours is 180, which will crash me. I'm pretty sure you will see this somewhere in the video or in the previous video. It should give me 400. So the new math, with which I'll put it somewhere around here, how I would do it will represent something that I would do if the system was actually implemented into the game. But as it gets lower, I will not trust the math until this gets resolved. And I'm not sure when this gets actually resolved, because I just literally just prove that when you have 225, which is right here, like 225 current, and you literally go 171, sorry, 171, which is about 2 hours and technically 51 minute. And you calculate here, you get 223. Hypothetically, if you were to go, boom, if you were to go 170, like it technically says, but it has a couple seconds before that, I should still gain 222 instead of 290, which is shown in the picture down here, which I just literally just sent to Cubic. Instead of see the 225, instead of giving the 222 or 223, it gave me 190. So as it gets lower, it's something that I wouldn't do as much. So my calculation, which I'll show you in a minute. Let me see right here, because I was waiting for Hightail, and I just learned that Hightail will come in 2021. So I'm throwing that to the garbage. I don't think I see it. Plus, I did right here where I was looking at some logins, and I couldn't actually. It only keeps showing this type of thing, so I couldn't read it. So here it is. I'm gonna say it right now, and it should show up somewhere around here in the video. So basically, this is how I'll do it. I'll still do 135 minutes. I'll get a daily boost, and I'll get 100 Battle Force reserved. And the reason why I would want to Battle Force reserve is that the next time that I try to do 170 minutes, the refill is gonna go up, because you lose when your reserve is at 500 all the time. You're not gaining anything. The water is overflowing. So at 400, it'll go back. If I go like close to 3 hour, but I'm not gonna do 3 hour. But if I were to do 3 hour, it'll be like 99.99 Battle Forge reserve going back into it. So it'll be back up to 49.99. But I will go 170 minutes, which will be equals 387 Battle Forge points on the 400 reserved. And I'm sure, and it'll do the same thing. It'll be like 389, just a couple more points on the 500 reserve, which if I weren't that much, I'm sure the number will increase to like 494, I would say. Yeah, so basically it will be at 400 minus 387 plus 94, leaving me with 107 Battle Force point left in a duration of 305 minutes, or 5 hours and 5 minutes. And then I will go 12 hours, which equals 720 minutes times 0.55555, which is 399.96 Battle Force point plus 107 equals 506, meaning that I have a net loss of 6 Battle Force point, as it it doesn't go up above 500. I would like it, but it won't. The whole total hours would be 12 hours times 5 hours and 5 minutes, which would be 17 hours and 5 minutes. In a hypothetically scenario, I would start at 5 a.m. 17 hours without the 5 minutes will be basically at 10 p.m. my time. So 10 through 5 a.m. again, if I were to start again, it will be 7 hours, meaning that 33.33 7 hours times 33.33 will equals 233.31 Battle Force point. And if I don't want to lose that, I will have to drop my 500 Battle Force below the like down to 267 at least between 10 to 11 p.m. Or if I want to make sure that I don't screw up or anything like that while it gets to while it gets to 500, because if I start at 10 p.m. I have that reserve that is fully capped, and I'm missing some Battle Force point because it's already full. The water is full. The cup is full, basically. Sorry. So I will have to do 215 hour on the first match, 250 hours. Sorry, 215. Well, I say hours. Just remember that it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So 250 hours on the first match, 250 hours on the second match, and come back at 9 p.m. to lower the battle force point. I didn't put by how. I know it's by 277, but I didn't put all the calculations after that because I know that I on that point in time I would do it, and that's if the system goes as it's supposed to go. Which again, it might not because Cubic. I'm sorry, Xlink already said that the changes there will be some changes into the system, so we'll have to wait about that. And that's when pretty much the end of the video. I will not make another video about this until the system is changed completely. And then during that time, if the timer has been fixed, I will mention it on the next video for testing.